All right, hello everyone. We are here just in time for the Super Mario World No Cape No Star World tournament here on SpeedGaming. I am Mike the Pwn Star, and today we have Xander479 versus Cannalyst. They have both just readied up. They are getting ready to go in just a few seconds here. And this is bound to be an exciting race. Xander has already expressed that he's feeling a little bit of pre-race nerves. And I know Cannalyst has been playing, practicing all sorts of things today. And I know they're both just super excited. So I'm super excited. I got some pre-commentary jitters. And we are off. We have slightly different intros from both of them. Let's have a peek at the leaderboards here while we get started here in World 1. Xander's done all sorts of SMW stuff over the years. He's done No Cape, No Star World, No Star World Small Only, No Star World. Pretty much every main category. He's even done the GBA version. His PB is 3552 according to speedrun.com. And Cannalyst is a bit of a newer runner, but still pretty driven. He's been a lot of fun to watch and see how he's been getting better. His PB on speedrun.com is a 40:24. Very exciting to see how this is going to turn out. This is a category with all sorts of type platforming, all sorts of different things that can happen. Let's see. Pre-race jitters not taking him down here in Yoshi's Island 2, or 3 rather. And it looks like they'd both successfully made it through Yoshi's Island 2. And we're just going to have a leisurely run here through Yoshi's Island, to be honest. There's not a whole lot of, little bit. It's been a while. But we're just taking a leisurely run through Yoshi's Island. Not a whole lot of interesting stuff happening here. We might see a shell jump in this next level. We might also see just some crushing of the shell. I see a crush. I see a skip of that shell. Little known fact, you leave that shell there and you just run past it, you get just a tiny bit of lag. Just a tiny bit. And that little bit of lag can be just a little bit annoying, because it puts you just a little bit behind. Now we'll head into Iggy's Castle, and I think this will be the first where we're going to see a little bit of pull away from one side or the other. No, they're both pretty neck and neck still. Usually a lot can change based on how runners are on the fences in that room. But sometimes just missing that door can also throw you off. The running joke being that doors are actually the final boss of SMW. You don't have a big window to actually get in there. We're going to see some slightly different kills, but Cannalyst taking a 241 out of Iggy's Castle. Xander with the 240. They are both just honestly rocking right through it. Cannalyst has a tiny bit of a lead right now. But this is just World 1. This is going to be a 35 to 40 minute run, so strap in. We're only 10% of the way through, really. And now we are going to enter Donut Plains. Now, usually, this is where you would end up grabbing a cape for any other category, but instead of that, we're going to see some tighter platforming. This guy's going to be throwing fire, definitely avoiding getting capes, of which this level seems to have them all over the place if you want them. They're going to grab this Yoshi here, take it all the way with them, do a couple more hops, and ditch that Yoshi right at the end, take that keyhole, get up through there. What is the world record? The world record is 34:27 by Calco. Now we're gonna go through Donut Secret. It's a little different from when you have a cape. Instead, you're going through the dry room to grab something. You can't really grab it without the cape, so you just swim past it, you bypass that time. And then the level's pretty standard. You end up grabbing the switch and using that for the speed boost. And it looks like Xander's gonna pull ahead here. Alright, so this ghost house is going to be a little interesting in the second room. This first room is just a couple of jumps, but this second room, you have to do a couple of precise jumps to get the speed you need so that the camera moves with you going up this boo. So you see how Cannalyst did it. He ran a little bit further and came back to make sure he had that speed he got. If you don't move that camera, it can be a little weird trying to get into that door. Sometimes you'll fall off the end, or I've definitely seen people named myself get hit by a boo because I was messing around too much up there. And now we're going to see one of the toughest levels in the game here. And people have a lot of different strategies for getting through here quickly. Xander taking that death, missing the brown platform he was after. Cannalyst taking a death as well, not making a jump. So honestly, these guys are still on even footing. And it'll be interesting to see where it goes, because this level can be a real decider even early on, depending on skill. Really, it's really tight platforming. Xander's keeping it up this time. Cannalyst taking a safe strategy, riding the platform across. So Xander's going to pull ahead a little bit here and head into Donut Plains 4. Xander making good use of that shell to get that Hammer Brother out of his way. And now these guys are going to grab another Yoshi. And Yoshi's going to be really important in a coming up level. Xander grabbing that Fire Flower there. That's useful for Morton. He's going to be using that to speed up his kill of the boss. Oh, well done. Cannalyst bringing the shell with him. If I'm not mistaken, he's going to use that shell and fly through. Now Xander's going to make his way through Morton's castle. It's already in the second room. You don't see this room very often. Usually you fly and take a bonus room, get out of here, but this is no cape. We got to pretend that doesn't exist. So instead of being a very tight platforming level, or not platforming, a tight flying level, it's going to be a not too difficult platforming level to get through. Probably one of the tougher parts is that bounce off the dry bones that Xander got. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful spring jump. Bouncing up off there. Getting into that door a little bit faster. 2 fireballs a jump, and Xander is out of Morton's castle. Cannalyst coming up right behind, getting that bounce off the dry bones. We'll see what he does with this spring. That spring just that spring's not going to be useful down there. We're just going to hop up, get through. And Cannalyst is going to go for 3 jumps on Morton here. Xander's going to enter Vanilla Dome 1. Now what they're going to do, they're going to grab this blue shell, and when Yoshi has a blue shell in its mouth, he can fly. They're going to use this to fly up here to this keyhole, get the secret exit. And that's not the only reason we need this Yoshi. As we go through, you're going to see where we lose this Yoshi. We're going to use it to get a little bit more height. Jumping up the top of here. And it avoids a couple of vine climbs, and those can be kind of slow. Xander taking some damage off that Koopa line. Grabbing the spring. Good call. Sometimes when you're not, or words are hard sometimes. Sometimes when you don't take out one of those Koopas, you're gonna not get one of those green bean spring jump thingies that has many names to spawn, and it'll make it hard to get up to the top. And going into different spots can let you spawn different things and make it work out how you want. I promise I do have a better explanation for that, and we'll see if I could come up for it by next race. Come up with it by next race. We'll get there. We'll get there. It's like Cannalyst making it to the end there, and Xander making it to the end there in the next level. So we have about a level between these guys. And you see Xander eat one of the dolphins. Fun fact, that is only possible in the Japanese version of the game. No idea why it isn't in any other version. Cannalyst having their fun time with the Koopas. Trying to get back to Yoshi. Getting Yoshi back. Xander bouncing in the end of the water. Right there at the end of the level that I think was probably forgotten about until the game was already released. Because that's kind of a silly end to a level. Now Xander's going to go through the fortress. Now this is going to be our first time that we see the, I guess, mini-boss Reznor. Reznor guards all of the fortresses. This fortress in particular being a water fortress. I wonder what's in that box there. Guess we'll never know. But it's a pretty basic water level. You swim through, you gotta watch out for some falling objects, some objects coming at you from the other side of the screen. But in this game, it's pretty easy to manage your height while you're underwater, so it's not too difficult to get through. Xander getting a nice quick Reznor kill. He's out of the first fortress. Cannalyst right behind him. Now I'm gonna have to request some resident sleepers in chat from everyone. Xander is here, and everyone's favorite auto-scroller. We are here in Butterbridge 1. And let's be honest, it's Butterbridge 1. You're gonna see some hopping. You're gonna see some Koopa eating. Maybe a couple of bounces, but ultimately, it's just a couple minutes of sadness. Let's watch Cannalyst beat Reznor and kill some Butterbridge time. Very solid Reznor kill. Well done. Check in on Xander. We are still in Butterbridge 1. Farming those 1-ups at least. There's a couple of little bits of swag you can do here. And oh no, oh no. Oh, poor Cannalyst is now also in Butterbridge 1. This is quite a predicament here. This is quite a predicament. We've got some hopping, we've got some Yoshi noises. Xander's grabbing that 1-up. Neither of our runners are showing any signs of getting complacent. They are just hammering against this level. No issues at all. The excitement of Butterbridge 1 just coursing through our veins. The ultimate level in SMW speedrunning. Xander makes it through. He got that hop at the end that he needed. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I know people, and definitely not me, never me, who have gotten to the end of Butterbridge 1 only to not jump, fall in that hole right before the gold tape. Let's not do that. Let's watch Xander go through Butterbridge 2 instead. This level can be a little trickier. But oh man, that was beautiful. Just grabbing that blue shell. Nice and safe. It actually looked kind of scary to me, but I trust Xander knows what he's doing. Gets a hot 15. Alright, Xander's making their way through Ludwig's castle in the second room. Cannalyst is now grabbing their blue shell, flying through Butterbridge 2. Xander doing quite a good job staying off those fences. As we've learned, you lose a lot of time the longer you stay on those fences because you move very slowly. Unfortunately, Xander does not have a fire flower for this Ludwig fight, so he's going to have to rely on getting that cycle skip. And gets it. If you hit Ludwig while he's in the air still, he doesn't go through another spinning shell across the bridge phase, as I like to call it. And let's be honest, those take quite a bit of time, so let's not have those. Let's just jump on Ludwig early. See, Cannalyst making it nice and easy through room 2 as well. Getting through that door. Ooh, getting a little close to those Koopas, actually. I'm a little nervous, but we'll see how it goes. Makes it up. Cannalyst also doesn't have a fire flower, so at least in that regard, no one's giving up any time to the other by not having it. Cannalyst getting that cycle skip and going through. Xander's got a Yoshi already, heading through Forest of Illusion 1. Which is honestly quite a simple level, no cape, no star world. There are definitely some tough strats you can do through here, but if you're just going for a safe run, if you're going for a race, you're generally not looking at any of those crazier strats. Oh man, we dropped Yoshi. We had a little moment of panic there, but we're good again. Xander's got Yoshi, heading into Forest of Illusion 2. And this is going to be kind of a tense moment, because it doesn't matter what happens. We've got a Yoshi clip coming up. I thought I was going to introduce that better. We've got a Yoshi clip coming up. And even if you execute it perfectly, you have a 25% chance of still failing it. Good thing for Xander is that they landed in that 75%. They got through in the first try. We're getting through. Just got to make sure we grab that block. Does it, no problem. Cannalyst grabbing a fire flower. I think that's a pretty good choice there. Could give a little bit of edge, a little bit of time that they can recover against Xander if they can keep it all the way through to Roy. Depending on what strategy they go for, I guess. Xander not getting that clip off the pipe. Nice dirty bubble, though. Let's see Cannalyst go through here, see how their luck with the clip goes. And unfortunately, dropping Yoshi. Oh, and Xander's going for the spring over here. Didn't quite get the jump they were looking for. Cannalyst not getting in that time. It's probably because the subpixel got messed up once Yoshi was dropped, and so it's going to be kind of wishy-washy if they get in or not. Oh man, poor Cannalyst. I'm curious if they're gonna just keep going for this clip or if they're gonna go for a backup at some point. Or all right, so Xander's entering Roy's castle now. This castle's kind of interesting once you get past this block snake part. Unfortunately, without a cape, you've got to sort of just play this part of the level as intended. Come on, Cannalyst. You can get in there. Oh. Oh, no. All right, Cannalyst is bailing out on going for that clip. Xander went for that damage boost. He's made it to the bridge. And Xander is in the Roy fight. All right, Cannalyst is going to go for the easy clip here. Easy clip is a decent backup. It is slower than going for the normal Yoshi clip, but if you what happened there? I think Cannalyst forgot to swim there, but looks like they're just gonna go straight through the level this time. That can happen. That's Yoshi clips. I'm quite frankly, there are some things going on both sides. I'm not really sure where to go with this anymore. Xander has made it through Roy's castle. He's in Chocolate Island 1. We've already seen a death there. Chocolate Island 1 is kind of a notoriously tough level. It's fairly straightforward in what you got to do and what kind of execution you can do. But basically, just the way these rhinos move, it can be kind of weird. The slopes make you feel kind of weird on it. It's very easy to get tripped up and get off rhythm. Xander makes it through this time. Cannalyst making their way through Forest 2. We're going to see a nice swim through. We're going to see what this level's truly about. So now Xander's in Chocolate Ghost House. They've got to watch out for this fishing boo. This is probably... I'd actually say it's probably a little bit easier here than caped versions of this this level. Going for that scroll to jump off that boo line. Really nice. That fishing boo causes a lot more problems, I think, with caped players than no caped players. It's a little more consistent to dodge, it seems. Oh, and Xander having a beautiful run through Chocolate Island too. This third room can be a little tricky with these baseball chucks, but Xander just making it look like it's nothing at all. Cannalyst now out of Forest 2, making their way through Forest 3, having very little issue at this point. And quite honestly, it looks, I bet we could still see a pretty solid run out of them, all things considered. Xander's here in Chocolate Secret. Very scary room. These football chucks can be a little hard to deal with sometimes. Making good use of that buzzy shell, and now jumping down the vertical room. Cannalyst on that block snake in Roy's castle. Xander doing a real good job keeping their P-speed through this third room. That can be a little tricky sometimes. Little bounce off the chuck, but otherwise, this looks pretty well done. Cannalyst having a nice run through Roy's castle into that boss fight. And very shortly, we'll be in Chocolate Island. Meanwhile, Xander's going to be heading through Wendy's castle, probably one of the most dangerous castles in this game. We're going to be jumping off these saws. Let's see what Xander does here. Going for that crusher skip. Gives their mushroom to the saw in exchange for a little bit of time through that passage. Gets through the quick crushers at the end and going into the second room. Xander losing P-speed in this room. Not the biggest deal because they can just jump through the last part if they are quick enough in the beginning of the room. And Xander is defeated Wendy. Making their way out. Cannalyst having a very close call with that Dino Rhino. Or Rhino Dino. It's one way or the other. I'm not sure which anymore. And Cannalyst making good use of that spring at the end of that level. Fun fact, you can take some items through in order to get power-ups that you can, you know, get a mushroom out of or get a duplicate feather, or, well, I guess in this category, we wouldn't want a feather, we would want a flower. Good way to at least get a hit point. I wonder what's in that box that Xander just swam past. Guess we'll never know. Whew, Cannalyst, that was close. It looked like they went for that suicide door. Didn't quite get it, but did save themselves from falling in the pit, giving up a mushroom to the boo line to get up. Xander's making their way through the sunken ghost ship. We'll see if they can get a boo ring despawn. And well done, they get a little bit of a safer passage through, giving up their mushroom to the boo ring to get to the next room faster. Now we're going to be falling through our favorite vertical level. I wonder what's at the end. It's definitely something that I hear people like to shout about sometimes. But we don't want to jinx it right until the end here. Orb. Xander being the first to grab the orb in this race. Well done. And there, by grabbing the orb, can now enter the Valley of Bowser. Very exciting. Heading through Valley of Bowser 1. One of my favorite levels to do without a cape, to be honest. It's very quick. There's a bit of jumping, but it's pretty lenient. You can actually use these Mega Moles as platforms. You know, you make the enemies work for you instead. It's kind of cool. And Xander just destroying that Chuck right at the end. Make their way through. Now let's check back in on Cannalyst here. In Chocolate Secret, in the third room, having a pretty good go at it against these spikies. Losing P-Speed right at the end there, which always kind of sucks, but if you're going to lose it, you'd rather lose it at the end. Xander going through the first room of, well, now in the second room, a very tense room. Let's see what Xander goes for here. So we didn't get a clip attempt, but that's probably for the best. Xander does have a pretty comfortable lead at this point. No need to risk it. Cannalyst getting a nice crusher skip there in Wendy's castle. And heading into the second room. All right, Xander's made it through the sandbar room. Cannalyst has seemed to have just missed a jump there, which is unfortunate, but good thing for Cannalyst to grab the midway in Wendy's castle. So we're going to see that bounce off the hothead. More jumping through. Pretty good job of keeping speed through this room this time. Now Xander's going through the tough fortress in Valley of Bowser. Also, we've got these crushers to worry about. P-speed management is really tough on the short platforms. And they're all just really fast crushers. Like, that's really what makes it hard, is just the crushers are going up and down so fast. And Cannalyst taking another death in Wendy's castle. as I said before, Wendy's Castle is definitely one of the toughest levels in this run. The second room can be pretty unforgiving, and the third room, even though it seems a little more even than other similar boss fights are, the two Potoboos are very tricky, deceptively so even. Now Xander's dispatched the Reznor already, heading through the Bowser's castle, through the dark room, and is in that boss fight. Cannalyst has made it out of Wendy's castle. Well done. All right, so Xander's made it through. Oh no, Xander. So unfortunately, Xander threw away that Mecha Koopa that they were saving. The idea behind keeping that Mecha Koopa is that, oh, Xander hitting that fireball too. Good backup mushroom. I respect it. I respect it. The idea behind keeping that, hold on just a second. All right. So Xander's made it through the second phase of Bowser. What you will probably notice is that he had to deal with 2 of the bowling balls in that second phase. The idea behind trying to keep a Mecha Koopa from the first phase is that when you throw it, as soon as Bowser stops, you get ready to throw the bowling ball. If you hit him, he's not going to throw the bowling ball, and you get to ignore that whole phase of things. Xander getting that 6th and final hit. GG to Xander. An official SRL time of 36:51. We got a orb from Cannalyst. We've got 2 very good events happening here. Everyone needs to yell orb for me. Orb. Everyone needs to give a GG to Xander for a pretty awesome run. All right, now let's check back in on Cannalyst here. Cannalyst is making their way through Valley of Bowser 2. And they're heading into the sandbar room. I'm curious if they're going to go for a clip or not. And it doesn't look like they are, and that's all right. I think Cannalyst is looking just to finish out the run and get ready for their next race coming up shortly. All right, Cannalyst made their way through Valley of Bowser 2. We're going to see the enter the Valley Fortress. This is probably one of the scariest things in this whole run. And I'm not sure if that was an intentional damage boost or not. Cannalyst looks like they're just going to take their time through here, and that's a safe call. That's a good call. I like that strategy. That's my preferred way through this castle, or this fortress, in fact. All right, in the Reznor fight, through all this. Holy, that's a lot. Whoa, that is a lot of fireballs. And I guess this is a really good time to explain Reznor's fireballs. Despite looking as big as they do, their hitbox is only the size of one of Mario's fireballs. So while it looks like, Cannalyst should have gotten exploded, Cannalyst was in very little danger the whole time. Alright, now we're just going to make our way through this dark room, head into the Bowser fight, and finish up this run. Alright, how about a perfectly adequate amount of danger for what truly happened? Alright, Cannalyst is going to get that first hit. They're going to hold on to this Mecha Koopa, wait for another one to drop, and then end the first phase. I'm not sure if that Mecha Koopa's coming back. Yeah, it looks like Cannalyst is also not going to get to enjoy the perks of ball skip. Which is a little unfortunate, but not too big a deal. It looks like while I was catching up on things, something has happened, and Cannalyst is now in another ball cycle, which I believe I saw a Mecha Koopa break against the bottom of the clown car here. But that's alright, because now Cannalyst has the perk of this last Mecha Koopa. And they can use this to get a hit before Bowser starts any of his slamming into the castle phases. Which means they'll jump right into that second part of it, which is only 5 bounces instead of, I believe, 7. Getting that last hit. Get your GGs out for Cannalyst. The time of 43:57 SRL. Well done to Cannalyst.